Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This is my top 10 stocks as we head into Wednesday, March 20th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. And also, if you trade Bitcoin and crypto, there will be a bonus chart at the very end. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, the candlestick right there will be moving around. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. And then second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So ticker symbol number one, LICY. Very nice mover today. Very nice overall uptrend. So let's start off with a little bit of bigger picture context. You can see big picture context. The thing is putting in higher highs and higher lows. So that's always a good thing. And then in more so the nearer term, let's map out a couple of key levels here. And the first dynamic would be this trend line right here, which is essentially illustrating that there has been a pullback. But again, pullback within a much bigger uptrend. So just because you say pullback, I know some people freak out, but assuming you didn't buy right there, right? If you bought as a day trader right there and your plan was to buy and sell within 10 minutes, yeah, from that standpoint, the pullback's not looking so good. But assuming you care about the bigger picture point of view, this pullback is nothing to panic about or anything. I'm going to throw in that bottom part of the pullback, change that to green, and then maybe make this easier to see. Let's all keep it one color. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the big upwards move right here, and this would be known as a bull flag pattern. Now, just because something's bullish in nature doesn't mean that it's for sure going to go upwards, but I don't think anybody would be shocked if the thing, consolidated out here and then eventually curled back upwards and made another push and got the breakout to the upside. Again, not guaranteed to happen, but certainly a plausible thought process to have. So if you like stocks down below $2, you like bull flag patterns, keep an eye on it. Next one, NIO. Very rough day on this one as it started off that opening 30 minutes with a gap down and then just a huge red candle right here. I did try to recover right here and is, rolled over a little bit, but it is still potentially trying to bottom out. It's a level that I think a lot of people will be, concerned about, which is, and rightfully so, right here at the $5.26 level. Nothing complicated behind that other than the fact of when the price did bounce, that's right where it ran into resistance both there and there. So if this current, attempted curling back upwards is going to build any momentum and maintain and appear to be genuinely strong, then that level right there, in my opinion, is going to be the main battleground to keep a close eye on from the resistance side of things. If the price does get the break up there, then you'll want to watch from the resistance standpoint. The purple line right there, the 50-period moving average, keyword there being moving. So as time goes by, that line is going to move itself down and get more and more relevant to the price. Because I get it right now, it's way up there. But like I said, even if the price breaks above 526, don't get too excited because the price will then still have to deal with that 50-period moving average. In terms of levels of support, nothing complicated here at all. Literally just a question of where did the bleeding finally stop today? And that was down there at $5.13. So like I said, no fancy reasoning other than just that's simply where the price finally stopped going down this morning. So we'll see if the price can, if it does return back down there, maybe some sort of double bottom, but we'll see if the price can hold strong or not. Next, SOUN, and this will mean a little bit more to those of you that watched the video from yesterday, but if you did, I talked about a couple of these levels, and both these levels played out, I guess not exactly, but very, very almost perfectly today. So right here, that lower part of the support level that I talked about at 755, check it out this morning. Like I said, did it hit it exactly? It did not. Was it very, very close at least? Yeah, absolutely it was. So a classic example there of the power of charts, held strong as support, got a beautiful bounce all the way up to, well, wouldn't you know it, this other area that I talked about, 870 as resistance, and you can see right there, rejected, right there, rejected. So I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but I am trying to pat technical analysis and charts on the back. Are they a perfect tool? No, nothing's perfect. Are they a worthwhile tool? Absolutely, and here we have a real-life example of that. And I'm not offended at all if you're like, whatever, you just put these lines here before you started recording. No, I hear you. All you got to do is go back in the video archive, watch the video from yesterday, and you'll see that both these lines were documented already before today even started. So from that note, nothing else really to report other than this, the fact that, 870 remains area of resistance, 755 remains the level of support. So the question mark moving forward continues to be, who's ultimately going to win out? Do the bulls get the break to the upside? Do the bears get the break to the downside? We will see what happens, but that's definitely still the key question. Next, OTRK. And I like this one because it presents an interesting situation. Got the big move up, and then the price started to drop and drop and drop. And when this is always going on, it becomes, and this will mean a little bit more to those of you that have traded for a while, but it becomes a very legitimate question of, is this the start of something bigger? Was this just a pumping up where this thing's going to bleed into oblivion? And it wasn't. It did level out there, and now it's actually got a little upwards movement to it. Now, does that mean for sure, guaranteed, without doubt, this thing's going to explode upwards? No, but Does it make a little bit more sense now? Yeah, absolutely. Case in point, if the price was just still dropping, and I'm sitting here saying, hey, it's looking like it might have bottomed out, you'd be totally justified to say, well, based on what? The price is literally just dropping. But that's not the case here. It has leveled out. So does that mean it's the bottom? No. But does it become at least plausible? Absolutely. So key area of support to watch moving forward right there at the 34-cent mark. In terms of areas of resistance, I think an interesting level right there at that level. So keep an eye on that. But all things considered, interesting scenario, especially if you like penny stocks. Big move up, got the pullback, leveling out. Is this getting ready to make another leg to the upside? Keep an eye on it for Wednesday if you like penny stocks. Next one, SOXS. And overall, big picture-wise, this thing continues putting these higher highs and higher lows. A little bit of perspective. As I said on a previous one, if you're a day trader and you bought right there and your plan was to buy and sell within 7 minutes, yeah, from that angle, things are looking rough as there is certainly a deeper pullback here. But big picture-wise, everything is still perfectly fine here as it's putting in those higher highs and higher lows. And from that angle, I am going to zoom in here now a little bit more. But just from a support standpoint, continue to watch the purple line right there, that 50-period moving average. Actually, I lied. I'm going to zoom back out because we have an example of that. So you can see right here, that purple line did a great job of acting as support. Right there, did a great job of acting as support. So does that mean the price goes down the purple line? It's for sure going to bounce? No, but I mean, there's a track record of it bouncing already a couple of times. So nobody could accuse you of just thinking some sort of random thought. There'd be some logic behind that from the chart perspective. In terms of areas of resistance, in the very near term, have a potential battleground here at 371. And then just from the overarching standpoint, you have the main level up there at those highs from today. But I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's just first see if the price can break above that level right there. But again, from the big picture standpoint, everything's looking great. Higher highs and higher lows. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering here in a couple of days. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free webinar. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box you can use to get signed up. Or if you're watching right there at my website, there's an area on the page you can use to sign up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free webinar. Next one, ticker symbol WORX. And overall, big mover today. Same general idea that what I've been talking about. If you're a day trader and you bought there or there, then yeah, not looking so good for you. And I just make those comments because I want to try to distinguish that. It's a challenge from where I sit from because I'm trying to incorporate all different viewpoints. But if you do care about just more so the overall chart, then yeah, you have this downwards trend line right there. Let's get this other line mapped out right there. You have this level of the downwards pullback mapped out via the support. And then make this easier to see. Let's keep it one color. So we have our resistance. We have our support. We have the big upwards move right here. For you golfers out there, try to put the golf hole down here, make it a little bit more visual. And we have ourselves a bull pennant pattern. If you want to call it a bull flag, I wouldn't argue against that. So again, does that guarantee anything? No, but it does still make it valid to think that, yeah, this is just a temporary little pullback and that there could be a potential continued move to the upside. So all things considered, if you like this price range, you like bull pennants, certainly keep an eye on it. Next one, AMD, and this one is finally act human a little bit as the price has pulled back quite a bit. But in the near term, definitely some interesting dynamics here going on. Just from a technical standpoint, the level of resistance that really stands out to me is nothing fancy here, just a rule in charting. So let me get this mapped out here, and that is that when levels of support, so you can see right here, this 184 mark was an area of support, are broken. It was broken right there. They tend to act as resistance. And on the bounce back upwards, I realized the price didn't hit it exactly, but certainly got within the vicinity before rolling back over. So moving forward, 184 going to be that first key battleground. And then as I talked about in past ones, even if the price does break above 184, you don't want to get overly excited because not that far away. You then have the 50-period moving average right there, which could act as resistance. Actually has already acted as it several times back there on Monday. So keep an eye on those couple dynamics. And then again, from the support standpoint, nothing fancy here. Logic-wise, other than where did the bleeding finally stop today? And this morning was definitely very ugly, but the bleeding finally essentially stopped right down there at 177.25. So that'll be the main area of support and maybe a potential double bottom point over the next couple of days. Next one, TSLA Tesla. And all things considered, I'd say today was just fine of a day, especially when you incorporate opening 30 minutes right there. Very nasty start to the day. Big drop down. Came right down to there to that purple line there. 50-period moving average did a good job of getting the bounce. And then just basically kind of has chopped around all afternoon long. So overarching wise, nothing has occurred or nothing, has really happened in terms of key levels getting broken. You still have this overarching trend line that I drew. I can't remember if that, probably yesterday I drew that in there. So that's still totally in play. Didn't even get tested today. And then as far as the support is concerned, most straightforward way to gauge that is right there at that 50-period moving average. So for you Tesla traders out there, very straightforward. Overarching level of resistance, that trend line. Overarching area of support right there, that 50-period moving average. And then I'll do this right. And I completely understand if you disagree with this, but I'm doing it very, so yeah, bit of a bull pennant pattern right in here. So it's just a question of can the price get the break to the upside? We'll see what happens. The week is young, still 3 days left. Next one, ticker symbol MARA. And all things considered, pretty nice day. Now, I say all things considered because really nothing technically happened. What do I mean? Well, let me move this area of support down here to that level, which I know I talked about previously at about this 1750 mark. And you can see that, I mean, again, just the power of charts. So I'll turn that into a quick plug. Definitely go get signed up for that free webinar. But check it out. Acted as support, acted as support. Big, nasty gap down, big, nasty 30 minutes here. And then look right where it found some support and got a beautiful bounce. And now it's just a question of, is this bounce going to continue? And if it does, what's it going to do when it gets up to that level right there at basically $19.95? That'll be the next key battleground. You can see it struggled at that area before. But taking a step back and looking at things from the bigger picture, essentially all we have right now is a big sideways channel pattern where the price has been chopping back and forth. So I don't remember. We had another sideways channel pattern. I can't remember which one, but the big question mark was, okay, well, who's ultimately going to win out? Are the bears going to win out with a break to the downside? Are the bulls going to win with a break to the upside? That all remains to be seen. But as in simplest form, just this one has a 30-minute time frame sideways channel pattern. Next one, ticker symbol TQQQ, which is an ETF that measures the NASDAQ market. So if you believe the NASDAQ market as a whole is going to go up, this one will also go up. And overall, today started off very rough for the NASDAQ. Therefore, this one had the gap down. But to give credit where credit's due, very nice bounce and recovery back upwards. So it maintained and stayed above that 58.95 mark, which is good to see because that had been violated and was broken for the vast majority of the day. But late afternoon, price has gotten back above it. So nothing has changed as far as supports are concerned. Still have 58.95 as that ideal level of support. And then in terms of areas of resistance, I would definitely say that there's a little miniature one right there. But from just more of an overarching level, the one I'm more curious about remains at that pink line up there, the very famous 200 period moving average, which you can see has a pretty big track record of acting as resistance. So if the price comes back upwards, I should note, last 30 minutes, check out that big green candle. Very, very impressive last 30 minutes. Looking down there, you can see nice volume bar. So, there's almost a little miniature, there is a little miniature question in here of, okay, last 30 minutes, big surge. Is this a leading indicator for more momentum to come tomorrow? We'll see what happens. So that wraps up the top 10 stocks. And for you Bitcoin traders, I'll get to you in just a second. But for you stock traders, definitely go get signed up for that free class. It'll be very soon, Thursday, March 21st at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope to see you there. Now let's talk about some Bitcoin. First, quick disclosure, not disclosure, but just clarification. Instead of the 30-minute time frame like we've been using, we are now looking at the 4-hour time frame, meaning each one of these represents 4 hours. And yeah, it's been a rough move for Bitcoin. It has broken down below this support zone here that had formed. So I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of these lines here as they've served their purpose for now. And really the main dynamics moving forward. Well, first off, I want to focus on that candle right there. That 4-hour candle, not so good for the bulls. Now, one candle does not make or break a chart, but given the nature of that candle and given the nature that right now there is this downwards trend seen by these lower highs, it's looking like that 200 period moving average of pink line has a very high likelihood of at least getting tested. Now, if the price goes down there, does it hold? Does it break? I would say it's probably holding just because it's the first time it's been tested in a very long time. As you can see in here, last time it was tested was, we're talking months ago. But if that level does get tested, that'll definitely be a very, very curious point because, again, that 200 period moving average, a very well-known, very key level to always keep an eye on. But yeah, this candle right here is suggesting that more of a pullback is to come. If the price does try to bounce back upwards, then the very near term right now, key level to watch right up there at 65,800. So keep an eye on that. And then if the price does roll backwards and the value of that level, down there right around 61,500. So I could definitely see this, dropping a few thousand more points over the next 24 hours. But like I said, what it does at that 200 period moving average, I guess comment below. You can let me know. I think it'll hold if it does go down there, but we'll see what happens. So when I'm back to update this tomorrow, we'll have a whole lot more data. And as I invited the stock traders, I'm definitely inviting you Bitcoin and crypto traders because what you'll learn about in this class 100% pertains to you also. So definitely get signed up. It'll be Thursday, March 21st at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope to see you there. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, if you appreciate me throwing in Bitcoin, hit that like button, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you traded today. Give me your watch list for tomorrow. So thanks for watching. Take care and go get signed up for that free training.